Akai, they haven't revealed it yet. They don't have Cho so far. Ready Pro feel the confident sila gamitin itong Hayabusa ng for Karatizi, I think.
Yeah, and for Signal Ultra Wars, they sort of lack then the crowd control essentially that they need para whenever they engage into team fights. So, okay, Roger was covered, the same thing with Harriet. So, this is pretty interesting. I think they will be going for an aggressive early game dito para sa Signal Ultra Wars. Yun yung nakikita ko dito kasi Harriet, kahit sabihin natin is very, he has this certain damage in the early phases of the game. So kapag nakuha na niya yung mga skills niya when it comes to level 4, this could be very difficult, especially kung yung position nila sa ating mapa is in tight places with these chrono dashes. That can really be sabihin natin an annoyance when BREN faces this Harris. But of course, to end it all up, they will be having the Basha as actually mukhang magiging roam tong Basha natin mamaya eh. Kasi understandable since Basha's kits is really mainly to it's really helpful to either engage or disengage in a fight.
Yeah, I think itong Baksha ay yung hero na gagamitin nila na para tigilin yung pagpa-farm nitong pag-regenerate or pag-sustain nitong Esmeralda. At the same time, also, mapipigilan yung farming ng side lanes kasi madaling umikot ang isang Baksha. Now, as a result, guys, itong Benedetta natin, hindi siya yung ifa-funnel na Benedetta. Hindi siya yung core, ay carry na Benedetta. Ang makikita natin ngayon is side lane na Benedetta. Harith will be the carry, the hyper carry of this team. At least ito yung the jungle nga ng side ng Signal Ultra Warriors. And I want to say, hindi ito yung first time na makikita natin na ginamit yung Harith as the side lane of as the carry of Signal Ultra Warriors. Kaso nga lang, iba din yung players doon. So let's see if Janus is actually up for the job when it comes to using this Harith as the carry for the side of Signal Ultra Warriors.
Of course, the game will be starting in a bit, but you have to take notes, guys, that this tournament is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. So mamaya makita na natin, magsisimula na ang ating laban. So let's see. But you know what? Quick predictions lang dito, Wolf. Based lang sa draft. Who do you think is going to get game number 1?
I think that without the hard lockdown, nabitin ako dun sa pag-pick dun sa Baksha, ay baka kapusin to. I think that it will not be enough against the Hayabusa. Tapos may Chopa na malakas dito na pag-set up for the side lanes. So, that's interesting to me kasi dito natin makikita kung ano ang magiging resulta para sa side ng Signal Ultra Warriors. But generally speaking, I would say lamang naman talaga ang Hayabusa dito sa laban to because of the lack of lockdown.
I agree.
That rhymes.
So in the very wow nga eh. Pwede na Wolf.
Pwede.
Pero going back tayo dito sa ating game, no, a lot of people having a 3-man composition here onto the middle side of our lanes. Tamang pokes and harass there na in-exchange nila dito. But of course, the priority is going to be the resources na they can take right here. So looking at this right now, Karatizi is opting for the purple buff here, but it's not really going. It's going to be at least reset by the Signal Ultra Warriors here, trying to deny that buff. Pero tingnan mo dito sa baba, they're really inflicting some damage to Flat TZ here onto the bottom side. But it's not going to happen. There's not a lot of action happening on our side lanes here because basically both of our teams are really needs to get their economies right first before engaging into team fights. Pero muntika na si Carl TC doon. But you know what? The first one is going to connect here with Forza getting that first kill, really taking off Imba DJ off the bat right now. And hindi pa sila matatapos. Benedetta here will be having the avenge as he will be taking down one pero bababa ang kanyang health and the company of BREN ePro will be having that trade.
Well, actually surprised na si Rhea Palay nag-start sa mid. I think he's playing as a little bit of a utility role ngayon. Yung Baksha yata yung side lane for Signal Ultra Warriors. This might be the one that I'm mistaken with, but yeah, it is. So ang nakikita natin ngayon guys, it's Tujin on the side lane back siya, Rhea on the so wala si Ben Sanity pala sa laban ito.
Oh! But that was a nice way of the Dragon for the Cho right there. Kahit sabihin natin nasa loob siya ng Torres, it means that there is no hesitations na nakita with that Cho over Coco specifically. So that is also one for the taking, and it kind of gives them a certain amount of gap in terms of gold. But it's not really that far kasi it's still too early to decide right here. Pero si Rhea mananok up dito with the ejector of EJ right here again. I think it's another attempt coming in. Carl TZ tries to dash it in with his clones, but it's not going to connect, so he decides to disengage, which is a good strategy. But meanwhile, the Thomas here is just gonna shove away the minions onto the bottom side, which is good para he has more control of that area. But right now, Tsujin is going to try and corner up. But Jawhead, on the other hand, will be taking down one. It's actually an off-camera kill. So right now, Signal Ultra Warriors will be opting for the first objective right here.
With a turtle tailed by the Hadid.
Falling Star Moon, however, is gonna go inside right there, pero mananok up both sides. The members of Signal Ultra Warriors and TC will be trying to go in, but it's not gonna connect to anyone, and Few will be using his Phoenix to disengage. So that was a little bit close for Signal Ultra Warriors, pero they still were able to get that turtle, and that is looking pretty good in terms of their economy.
Okay, so siguro nalilito din kayo sa mga nangyari. Rhea is playing instead of Bensanity. So ito yung position 5 or usually is the tank sa mundo ng Mobile Legends. At siya ay nakamask din. So he started as the support. Benedetta is actually playable sa tatlong roles, which is one, the funnel carry. Second is the side lane. Or third is the tank utility.
That was a very nice ejector coming in from the Jawhead. Once again, talagang pinipin down nila yung si Tsujin. Sorry, nabola ako doon. And that's actually great. I like it how BREN Esports is just engaging in these skirmishes fights, denying the economy rate of Signal Ultra Warriors here. Now, although sige, sure, the objectives were in their hands, but them taking or having some pickoffs run it through, it kind of closes in the gap na Signal Ultra Warriors is trying to make in here sa ating laro. So right now, again, in terms of pacing, BREN Esports is a bit of aggressive here at this point.
We know na pwede nilang ubusin yung mapa ng Signal Ultra Warriors by being aggressive. Ang sabihin ng ubusin ng mapa, it's just that they will control more parts of the map, which in turn will elevate yung kanilang pagpa-farm. Tignan natin kung paano nga ba magre-react dito ang Signal Ultra Warriors kasi yung kanilang depensa hindi rin ganun kataas. They don't have the best wave here. Unlike BREN Pro na merong Farsta.
Okay, once more, Coco will be having that Way of the Dragon here against Tsujin, and look at that feathered air circle. It was perfectly placed just to really deplete the health of Tsujin, and Coco will be going for the finisher. And again, Falling Star Moon magagamit, it's not gonna connect to anyone. Si Rhea dito with a low break of health right there, but was able to get a pick off all on his own. So si Flap TV nakita niya, and I think will not commit the chase anymore because the objective is going to be the priority for BREN Pro right here. But si Dur and the 3 members of Signal Ultra Warriors is going to be here and try to contest, but the Heart will be going for the steal, and this is good objective taking coming in from Signal Ultra Warriors.
What a nice recovery from Signal Ultra Warriors para makabalik nga naman talaga sila sa ating laban. Nice retribution play coming out from Janus. What they did was, binugaw muna nila yung Hayabusa ng BREN Pro, which is the retribution carrier for the side of BREN Pro. That meant na nagkaroon sila ng better chance on taking that turtle with the retribution last hit.
And again, right here ko know that si Janus dito, but it's not really going to connect to Jawhead and to that middle side, which is good kasi it kind of denies the pick-off taking ng Signal Ultra War. So again, I like it how they are grouped up on the top right now, but this also gives some space for BREN Pro to push on the other sides of the map, which is right here onto the bottom. Sinashove nila yung minions dito, and EJ is going to eye out for Rhea but is not going to eject him anytime soon. Predator Airstrike gagamitin, and Esmeralda with that entry coming in sa ating gitna. It's not gonna be over as Shojin will be shotted there by the Farsa with no hesitations with the usage of the resources. That was a beautiful knockdown coming in from Coco once more. Will be depleting Imba DJ's health, pero ang makaka-pick off is going to be the Valier here taking Coco off the map. So still, the aggression is good for BREN ePro, pero nakaka-survive pa din naman ang Signal Ultra Warriors dito.
Man, I wanna say, Imba DJ actually played that well. Ginamit niya yung kanyang ultimate, which is a little bit of, parang pagtanggal siya kasi din ng stuns para yung ejector ay hindi matuloy. Tapos ginamit niya yung tulak, searing torrent para mapunish din si Coco. So, Imba DJ really is scary with this hero. Nakikita na natin kung bakit nga naman priority ng Signal Ultra Warriors ang Valir at kung bakit nire-respeto ng mga teams yung Valir ni Imba DJ.
And you know, I like it how Benedetta is really used very efficiently right here sa ating first game, no? I mean, usually you'd see that it's not really gonna pop off, but you know what? It's in the hands of Signal Ultra Warriors this time for the early game na, and EJ forced to actually back away, pero si Rhea dito really going aggressive there, but with all that fiasco, Few and Flap Easy was actually taken off the board. Uy, di pa sila tapos. Dito,
Kita mo yun?
Uy.
God.
Nice control.
DJ.
Yeah. Basically coming in from Imba DJ right there with all of his kits coming in. Si Rhea dito hindi na nag-hesitate pumasok and is just gonna use himself as bait, and the others will be going for the free hit. Harris will be taking one, and the Hayabusa will be having that trade. And unfortunately though, the Harriet is going to take the Esmeralda for that double kill, pinned down by 3 members of Signal Ultra Warriors, and it's amazing kasi they were able to stabilize themselves right here at ma-fortify nila yung composition nila dito.
Ang additionally, nakakuha pa sila ng magandang push around the map. They are up with 1 turret. So 3 turrets down for the side of BREN ePro, 2 pa lang si Signal Ultra Warriors, which meant na Signal Ultra Warriors really are getting ahead slowly and surely when it comes to the gold. Pero may setup dito, may top lane na naman.
Okay, this is a similar scenario from the first minutes ng ating laro. Talagang pinipin down nila si Tsujin dito. It's understandable since they really don't want for Tsujin to go online. Pero look at this! Counterplay coming in from the Harriet right here, utilizing the numbers in their hands. Basically, nagpa-bait lang dito si Baksha right here with him having that very low amount of health para they will be going onto the chase.
Man, BREN ePro are surprisingly losing the skirmishes against Signal Ultra Warriors, and Cartesi just laying in with Signal Ultra Warriors. Tingnan natin mukhang i-go nila si EJ or maybe not. Signal Ultra Warriors are really doing a great job punishing BREN ePro. Parang kabaliktaran yung nangyayari. We know as BREN ePro sa team na rarely magkamali ng calculations nila when it comes to taking down their opponents. Katulad nung kay Tujin sa may top lane, but Signal Ultra Warriors ngayon, yung parang sila naman yung mas kalkulado ang galaw.
So,
dapat sa BREN ePro.
I think at this point, nakikita nga natin since that similar scenario is nangyari na for the 3rd time, I think they're a bit committed talaga doon in taking down Sujin. Not really realizing na meron pa into the other side of the map. But speaking of this, the Lord is going to be out by both of our teams. Imba DJ with that low break of health, easy again for the entry, taking them down off the board. So again, this is good opportunity now for BREN ePro to take the Lord. But I guess, gusto nila na mawala muna at least 2 o 3 members ng Signal Ultra Warriors bago sila mag-Lord take. And this is looking pretty good kasi the Feathered Airstrike basically is showing them a way into the Lord area para nga makuha ni Esmeralda at ni Cartesi dito ang Lord and the Objective 6. So, they're trying to compensate the losses that they had with the objectives, at the same time the economy. Kasi the more that they have the map control right here, it just means that they have a lot of space to work with.
I'm actually surprised how BREN ePro did it. Ganyan, binibigyan tayo ng lesson ng BREN ePro kung paano mag-take ng Lord. Just one, nag-poke muna sila sa kalaban. Meaning to say, binawasan nila yung mga HP bars ng kanilang kalaban as much as they can. Spacing is key for that. At syempre, yung fact na meron silang Farsa, mataas yung priority nila sa hero na to eh. Kasi alam nila na pwedeng nila gamitin sa mga ganong situations. Second is, how they were able to find a pick of first. At nung nalaman nila, nakita nila na yung main damage dealer, or at least yung main playmaker para sa Signal Ultra Warriors, which is the Valir, ay namatay na. Doon nila ginawa yung Lord at uncontested, technically speaking, dahil sa mga micro-movements ng BREN ePro.
Yeah, and the fact that the BREN ePro was able to really switch it ng ganun kabilis. Kasi usually, you would see that it takes in a very slow pace before going back and turning the tables around. But BREN ePro doing that by just taking the Lord is really commendable for them. But right now, look at here, we are now seeing some pressure and split pushes coming in from BREN ePro, and they're not really engaging that much kasi they don't want to have casualties on their hands. But look at this, maipit yung Sujin dito with the feather airstrike and a lot of CC coming in from BREN ePro, and you know, Esmeralda will be taking that pick off coming in sa kanila, and this is not yet over because look at this, it's going to force now Signal Ultra Warriors to stay into their turf. Meanwhile, BREN ePro has a lot of free time here to get all of these economy na nasa side nila.
I'll get DJ trying to go for this.
Well, Police Farmer papasok kay DJ to deny him from going into the fight, but the Tamos, you know what, will be taking EJ. Hesitations kahit may Torre na nakatayo, and this is already exposing their bottom side. Feathered airstrike once more will be used. Tamos will be going into the Farsa, but will be heavily protected by the members of BREN ePro. Hindi pa sila natatapos. Police Farmer dito sa baba, taking down the Valir, one of the carry ng ating Signal Ultra Warriors. But look, Saret will be going for the Chrono Dash in, will be having a lot of damage inflicted upon BREN ePro, and this forces them to back away and just take Sujin at least for the kill. Way of the Dragon is going to finish it off.
God, the micro plays coming out from BREN ePro. Doon natalong Signal Ultra Warriors. Their macro was good. Masabi ko para sa Signal Ultra Warriors, whatever they're doing in the early stages and up until the mid stages of the game, it's actually very good. Bakit? Dahil maganda yung kanila nakukuha out of it. They're winning, they're controlling the map. However, when it comes to the micro outplay, lalong-lalo na nagkaroon ng movements before the Lord take, dun na nadali ang Signal Ultra Warriors. That wonderful siege from BREN ePro. What do I mean by siege? Yung unti-unting pag-push ng BREN ePro, like ushering the waves from the bottom part. Tapos, yung pag-take nila ng turret sa baba, ginagamit nila yung feathered airstrike not to kill or anything. Kahit yung Falling Star Moon, ginagamit nila pang bugaw lang. All they need to do was just to shove or, you know, i-poke yung Signal Ultra Warriors para din naman hindi na makaporma yung Signal Ultra Warriors at sila yung makapag-push.
But this can be a good opportunity then for Signal Ultra Warriors to utilize how the good performance of Janus is with his chrono dashes and with his initiations too. Kasi nakita mo, he has that follow-up damage eh. Ang nagiging problema lang is how they initiate the fight. Kasi as you mentioned, BREN ePro is slowly taking control in terms of the fights na nangyayari here. So right now, they can utilize the Harriet if they are able to at least contain BREN ePro and forcing to pick off one of these first-tier members of BREN ePro.
I want to say, Rhea, di na ganun kaganda yung lack of valid tank ng Signal Ultra Warriors na supporting role. Yung tank nila is sa back siya, which is the core, na kailangan din naman mag-farm, mag-output din ng damage for Signal Ultra Warriors, and this is definitely bad for them. Tingnan natin kung paano i-take ng BREN ePro yung Lord ngayon. As like what they're doing kanina, Esmeralda lang at Hayabusa ang kinailangan nila na nandun sa Lord, tapos sila Joed, Farsa, just poking and just scouting the area, just making the space, cover fire para sa BREN ePro.
It's going to be difficult for Signal Ultra Warriors to contest that kasi you have to take note, map control is in their hand at dalawa lang ng members ng BREN ePro ang nakapag-take down ng Lord. So it just means that the other three is heavily guarding the area. So this forces them again to at least utilize whatever they have for the side of Signal Ultra Warriors. And kung napapansin mo, Wolf, at the very beginning, Rhea was really used well dun sa early game. But right now, we're starting to see this expiration na tinatawag natin for the Benedetta pick.
Unti-unti na nga. Well, there's execute. So at least pwede siyang panggulat nga naman ng BREN ePro. So bago pa siya makalapit, napupok na siya ni Few. Few is just a masterful Farsa right now dahil ang dami niya nagagawa for his teams. Just poking, dealing the damage bago pa makapag-engage ang Signal Ultra Warriors.
Lord will be having the entry here also the base. Falling Starman gagamitin. But not gonna connect to anyone. See the right here was injected by EJ, but you know it's not gonna make much of a damage. Feathered airstrike gagamitin dito to actually poke away the members of Signal Ultra Warriors right here. They are opting for a kill right here instead of the base EJ with a low HP. But the Farsa is gonna finish him off the bat. Esmeralda hindi siya matatapos dito. Again, Falling Starman for the second time around dito sa ating base. Feathered airstrike gagamitin muli dahil cooldown is already up right here. But the Heart is going to have an exchange, but it's not enough as the members of Signal Ultra Warriors will fall down, and this game number 1 is going to BREN ePro.
Gonna have to say that Signal Ultra Warriors showed up today Interesting strategy at nakita natin kung paano nila kinontrol yung early stages. But Brenny Pro was the